Do you remember when Minions were all the rage? I remember everyone was buying Minion everything. Both kids and adults were seen wearing Minion shirts and sweaters. Heck, even the bananas I bought had Minion stickers on them. The obsession with Minions has clearly died down over the years, but if you're still a huge fan, then maybe this video isn't for you, since Minions might just have a scary dark side. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary Minions urban legends. So, Minions. They're cute little yellow oval-shaped creatures that are quite fashionable with their goggles and little overalls. Apparently, there are 10,400 Minions out there. That's a lot of Minions, and a lot of bananas to keep them happy. So let's look at some of the legends surrounding them.
Hey guys, we are giving away $5,000 total during this springtime. We have already given away $2,000 out of the $5,000. If you guys want a chance to win, head over to our Instagram account at @MostAmazingOfficial, follow us, and look for the contest images for a chance to win. Good luck!
Starting off this countdown, we have the dark history. There's an urban legend out there that highlights the true origin of the Minions that the movie is supposedly based off of. So legend goes that there was a group of kids in an orphanage, but there wasn't enough staff to take care of them. On top of that, the workers couldn't afford to feed them all. One day, a tall man walked in and offered to adopt 10 of the kids. Since the workers were so desperate, they let him take the kids immediately. When the children arrived at his house, he took them to a secret lab in his basement. That's when he revealed to the kids that they were now his test subjects. One kid that was subjected to his experiments turned into a hairless creature with 3 fingers and 1 eye. Another girl had her limbs all cut off and then was injected with some sort of serum that allowed her limbs to grow back. But this time, they were tiny and mutated. When all the kids were done being experimented on, he dressed them in identical suits with the initial G on it. The man referred to them as his minions. In our 9th spot, we have the Minion Effect. Apparently, if your children obsessively watches the Minions or Despicable Me movies, then they may turn into minions themselves. Well, kind of. Basically, legend goes that kids that start to watch too much of the Minions start to pick up on their behaviors. Specifically, they will start to talk in incoherent gibberish. On top of that, they will talk in a much higher voice, just like the Minions do. They also may become obsessed with bananas, saying that's the only food that they want to eat. So, no, they won't actually turn yellow and turn into like an oval shape, but they may start behaving like them. They referred to this as the Minion Effect. Coming in at number 8, we have the mutated humans. This next legend suggests that the Minions were created as a result of a failed experiment. Legend goes that Gru found out that he was infertile and couldn't have children. As a result, his wife left him. That's when he decided to spend his days making his own children. He started off making little robotic children, but he felt that they lacked personality. So he decided to try something else. This was creating actual life forms. Of course, it's hard to create humans in a lab, so the outcome was weird mutated yellow species. After numerous attempts, he realized that the Minions were going to be his closest attempts at creating children. In fact, it's said that the 3 main Minions, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob, actually resemble the 3 girls that he later adopts. In our 7th spot, we have the Eyeless Minions. So this legend goes that the Minions have to wear goggles or else their eyes will fall out. Yep, ignore the theories that the Minions have bad eyesight and need the goggles to see, or the theory that the goggles are fused in their skin. If you look back to prehistoric days of the Minions, they're always shown to be wearing goggles, meaning that the goggles weren't given to them by Gru as protective eyewear while working in a lab. The legend states that the goggles keep their eyes in place, meaning that back in the day before they designed the goggles, there would be tons of scary eyeless Minions walking around looking for their eyeballs that have popped out of their head. Making our way down the list at number 6, we have the Kidnapper. So in the Minions movie, we learn that Minions have existed since the beginning of time. They evolved from a single yellow cell organism. Although people theorize that Gru created them in his lab, we learned that they were alive long before him. They have been on the planet for millions of years, but now it seems like Gru is the only one that owns them. Why is this? Well, legend goes that Gru actually kidnapped a bunch of minions so that he could do experiments on them. They once lived according to their own free will, but now they are Gru's prisoners. In fact, it doesn't matter if one of the minions die while conducting experiments, because he just has so many of them. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the Lost movie. Legend has it that back in 2017, a dark version of Despicable Me got screened at a movie theater by accident. The individual that posted this story claims that she went to see the Despicable Me 3 movie in theaters with her mom. The movie started off normal, however, towards the end of the movie, Gru gets shot and killed by the villain, Balthazar Bracht. Then the screen turned black, and the screen reads, "You shouldn't have came." That's when the audience got really scared and fled the theaters. Then images of dead and bloody minions flashed on the screen. I mean, that's one way to ruin kids' childhoods. Moving on to number 4, we have the Lost movie Part 2. So apparently there's not just one Lost movie of Despicable Me, there are in fact 2. Legend goes that a woman found a copy of Despicable Me 2 just tossed away in the trash can beside her house. The DVD was labeled Despicable Me Sequel 2013. She decided to take it back to her house and watch it. Bad mistake. The movie started off with Agnes's birthday party. When the scene was done, it showed her and her sisters going to bed. But then Agnes woke up in the middle of the night and went downstairs to watch TV. That's when one of the minions captured her and brought her to the lab. From there, she was tied up and the minions started smacking and hitting her while laughing menacingly. They ended up stabbing and killing her before killing Gru and all the other girls. The woman stopped watching it and immediately threw it out in her trash can. So in this case, one man's trash is definitely not another man's treasure. In our 3rd spot, we have the dead son. Legend goes that back in the day, Gru was married and had a little baby boy. But unfortunately, his son was born with a disorder called Minionitis as a result of a mutated gene. It caused him to be born with yellow skin, 3 fingers, and he couldn't grow past a certain height. Either way, Gru and his wife loved their son. However, he passed away at the age of 2 from this disorder. Gru immediately became very depressed. As a way to cope with his loss, he tried to resurrect his son. These attempts led to the creation of minions. Every time he tried to resurrect his son, a new minion was created. That's why he has so many minions. It's his relentless attempts to revive his child. In fact, in the short titled Orientation Day, the narrator says that each minion is created from the same strand of mutated DNA. Yeah, his son's strand of DNA. Moving on to number 2, we have the true story. This legend states that the minions were designed based off of a true story. In this story, a man would dress up in a disguise and kidnap children. All of the children that he kidnapped looked very similar. They were all boys and had near identical facial features. Sadly, this man was never caught. It was then said that these kids were his slaves. They would wait on him, clean his house for him, and do whatever else he asked them to do. The dude was essentially their master, and they had to obey him at all costs. And in our number 1 spot, we have the deadly obsession. Imagine being so obsessed with minions that you would kill for them. This is what happened according to the next legend. So legend states that there was one little girl that loved minions. She loved them so much that she would eat bananas daily, constantly watch the movies, and had almost every plush ever made. So for her birthday, her brother got her tickets to Universal Studios to meet the Minions and to go on the Minion-themed rides. But apparently she only wanted to hang around the Minions. She refused to go on any other ride. When her brother insisted, she got aggressive and started to swear at him. Later that evening, her brother told their parents about his sister's foul language. As a result, she was grounded, meaning she wasn't allowed to watch any of the Minion movies. The next day, the brother returns home to find his house filled with rotting banana peels. His parents lay dead in the middle of the room. Their skin was painted yellow. Their heads were shaved and their eyes missing and replaced with the eyes from her Minion plushies. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout-out portion. I'll be shouting out comments for my video, Top 10 Scary Disappearances That Remain Unsolved, Part 3. Bug0109 commented, and my favorite scary game is Charlie Charlie. You can use him to even get in contact with Disney characters and more. Okay, yeah, right. Now you're going to say that and people are going to be like, oh my god, I can get in contact with my favorite Disney characters. No, you can't. Don't fall for it. You're contacting spirits and it's scary. Don't play the game, kids. Kara Middleton commented, this stuff drives me insane. I want to know. I wish I had the answers. I know. Any cold case, I wish I could solve. Oh, it frustrates me too. Izzy Wizzy Productions commented, I have that shirt, let's go. Mine's light gray though. Because I was wearing an AC/DC shirt. Well, now we're twins. Look at that. And that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you.